It's been a lot. Because Nurse.Fighter.Boy hadn't been released yet at that point. It was just on the, like a day or so before it came out. So just tell me, give me a point form of what you've been up to.
Wow. I don't know if I should talk about film or my life. I mean,
either way.
All right.
Either way.
Well,
whichever is dirtier.
Well, the film stuff's pretty dirty. I'll go there. No. So we did. The film was released February 9th last year, Bob Marley's birthday. And we came out and we stayed in the theater for about 3 weeks, and it was really amazing for us, especially it being a first-time experience. And we've been around with showing this film around to a lot of people. We're at the moment in New York. We've been to Europe, Carlo Vivari, Germany. We've been to Sarasota. We've been to some great festivals and getting the film out. And I've just been writing and working on my next film, and and moving. Now moving.
Moving, but staying in Toronto.
I'm staying in Toronto, but relocating to Vancouver for a few months.
Right.
Yeah.
And are you working on a documentary as well?
Yes, a documentary with the National Film Board of Canada about Harry Winston Jerome, sprinter from the 60s. Yeah.
And when will that be done? Is that where you're going to Vancouver?
Well, they want it done for like June, but I'm June.
Right. June. We'll say June.
We'll say June.
Kari Skogland, the last time I saw you was at Canada's Top 10. Loud, crazy, drunken people at this party, but 50 Dead Men Walking had just been, and you were one of them, and 50 Dead Men Walking had just been named as part of Canada's Top 10. What have you been up to since we last spoke?
Working like a dog.
There's a lot. I'm sorry.
Well, see, I see the cameras on, so I can't actually say what I would say. But I'm doing a lot of work, and I've been doing a lot of writing. The work has been, at this point, television stuff that helps me pay the bills, because features are kind of like a bad crack habit. And I have yet to monetize. I'm working on it. I have that as a goal. But so I've been. I did a mini-series and some episodes, which were all fun and terrific actors. And I adapted a book called Prisoner of Tehran, which is a fantastic story in a really hard to finance in present-day climate. But working on that, and I'm hoping I will be shooting that this summer. Toward the end of the summer is looking kind of good. And then a couple of other bigger pictures that are a little more on the commercial side, that sort of came derivative of 50 Dead Men's commercial success. And so it's sort of nibbles, and we'll see which one gets there. So all good is all I can say.
Brett, the last time you and I had contact, you were on Skype. Right here. I was sitting here, you were on Skype in Montreal, your new baby was crying in the background, and we did an interview that way. What have you been up since then? Up to since then?
Well, I've been up since then, basically.
Yeah.
She's kept me up. That's actually pretty much the number one thing that I've been up to, but I mean, just if anyone's curious if the idea of becoming a first-time father and releasing a film on the exact same day are a good idea, I would definitely say yes. It's been the most amazing year of my life. So the film came out,
which was RIP, a remix manifesto.
Yeah, so RIP, a remix manifesto. We showed it across the country and played a lot of film festivals in different places, some of which I got to go to, and some of which I did a lot of this Skype stuff, which was fun. And it sort of took on a life of its own and actually changed over the course of the film, because it was a film about remixing, so it changed a lot, and we did a lot of things to try and have audiences sort of inject themselves into the film and have these sort of unique screenings. So played just all over. It was distributed in the States, Australia, a lot of Europe, Japan. It did crazy. And it's got, I think, something like 19 different countries that broadcast the film as well. And it's like pretty high up on the Pirate Bay download.
But you put it there, though, right?
No. So this is just a quick story. As you can imagine, the distributors who were involved in this film were constantly, shitting their pants all the time. There was this one moment where they were gonna be the ones who decided when it got online. And I agreed. I was like, okay, course, you guys, let's do this together. And my producer, who may or may not be coming tonight, he was on a trip to Norway. And he was on a panel like this with some people that were represented from the Pirate Bay. And they said, oh, it would be possible if we had a copy of the film. And of course Daniel said, yes. I have it. It's here in my backpack. And he gave it to them. And then the next day, Pirate Bay, boom, it was there. And so the cat was out of the bag. But, from our perspective, that had a lot to do with why the film did so well. We have no idea, but we think the film has been seen by about 8 million people. And so that's... some combination between the Pirate Bay TV,
Some people actually pay for it.
Yeah, and a lot of people pay for it, but and that's been a really that's been a big part of the journey, is trying to navigate those really tricky waters.
We had to rip ours off of YouTube for 3 times.
Well, I downloaded yours the other day just to make sure that I could watch
12 parts.
Well, I should point out that sort of the most...
That's actually 51 dead men walking down.
The sort of most ironic part of the kind of behind-the-scenes part of this panel was that as they were ripping all the other movies to put the clips up here that we'll see on the screen recently, yours was the only one that they couldn't rip. The one that's meant, they had trouble with it. It eventually happened.
Rights management protection.
Yeah, it eventually happened, but rip a remixed Manifesto, apparently not rippable.
I can help.
Chris, last time we spoke, we were in Victoria in January at a really fun little film festival, and you gave the most, which I wrote about on my blog, you gave the most mind-blowing speech of anyone. I hosted 2 days of industry people talking to film students and aspiring filmmakers and that kind of thing. And Chris finally made me understand why I enjoy some animation more than others in a way that was completely unexpected and kind of blew my mind still to this day a little bit. What have you been doing since you blew my mind?
Blowing people's minds.
Really?
I've been actually doing a couple, since Victoria, I've been at a couple of other festivals. I was just last week in Dawson City, Yukon, which is just way out in. Look it up. It's 150 miles south of the Arctic Circle. It's completely surrounded by 500 miles of wilderness in every direction, and it's an incredible little oasis of artists. It's a population of 900 people. About 700 of them are artists, filmmakers, just hippie, evangelists for art in various forms. So it was this is the hippest film festival I've ever been at, the Dawson City Short Film Festival. So get out there if you can, check it out if you can. I've been doing a couple of things involving, first of all, going out and talking about animation and about sort of my take on animation, and starting to get creative again with a couple of film projects. One of them a short film, and one of them a long film, a long animated film, which I've never done before, so I'm scared. So scared. Both of them are really exciting. We are about halfway, as the feature film, we're about halfway to getting it fully financed. It's a really weird film, so it's not going the usual route of Hollywood-style financing. We are getting scraps from here and there, and once we get those scraps, then it's going to be a really nerve-wracking 2 or 3 or 4 years to get it done.